We're talking about creatine, a supplement that I think is one of the single most useful things any woman over 35 can add to her routine. And yet most of us have either been scared off or been told it's not for us. So if you've ever thought creatine is just for bodybuilders or that it's going to make me bulky and hold water, you are exactly what this talk is for. You're going to understand what creatine actually does, why women specifically need it, the right dose, and how to start it without feeling awful. Let's start by clearing up the biggest misunderstanding. Creatine is not a steroid. It's not a synthetic muscle builder, and it's not just for the bodybuilding crowd. Creatine is a natural compound your body already produces and uses every single day. Here's the key idea. Creatine powers what we call your fast energetics, the very first burst of energy your body uses, roughly the first 4 to 20 seconds of any energy demand. That system is called ATP-CP, and the C in CP actually stands for creatine. It's creatine phosphate. Now, think about everything in your body that relies on fast energy, your brain firing neural connections, your heart, your gut, your muscles. All of it draws on creatine. So when we supplement creatine, we're not just feeding muscle. We're supporting the brain, the gut, the heart, all of it. Your body makes some on its own. Your liver produces roughly 2 to 3 grams a day. You also get creatine from animal protein, but here's the catch for women specifically. Why women come up short is women carry about 70 to 80% of the creatine stores that men do, simply because we have less muscle mass. Women generally don't eat as much creatine-rich animal protein as men, so we take in less. And as we age, we store less, and our needs shift across our menstrual cycle and through perimenopause. So you've got lower stores, lower intake, and rising demand. And that's exactly why supplementing makes such a difference for us. Now, this is where it gets exciting because research coming out is so much bigger than just muscle. And let me walk you through it. Your brain is an energy-hungry organ. And when creatine is available throughout the body, the brain benefits tremendously. We now have randomized control trials looking at mood disorders, depression, anxiety, and showing that symptoms are lessened when creatine is used. In fact, women taking 3 to 5 grams of creatine have been shown to come out of a depressive episode faster than women who are using an SSRI alone. And for women who are already on medication, creatine can be layered on top of that to help support them. There's also a brand new line of research showing that 2 5-gram doses a day, morning and evening, help people dealing with severe fatigue and poor sleep, and help reset circadian rhythm under real sleep deprivation. This is about brain metabolism, focus, and resilience. I want to remind you that creatine is a support tool, not a replacement for medical care, and you need to talk to your provider about mood and medication. This next thing is going to surprise most people. In perimenopause, we see a real uptick in gut issues such as IBF, GI distress, partly because of the disconnect in our estrogen receptors. There's actually something like 5-to-1 ratio of women to men experiencing GI distress. So creatine helps maintain the integrity of the intestinal cells and keeps the mucosal lining of the gut intact, even under stress. So that lining stays held together, and a lot of women find their gut symptoms start to dissipate over the weeks of consistent use. So when you're under fatigue and high stress, dosing creatine in the research, 5 grams twice a day, has actually been shown to improve your capacity to be given more stress resilience. Given what perimenopause does to our stress load and sleep, that's a big deal. Of course, the original benefit still holds true. Creatine improves muscle strength, supports lean muscle mass, improves high intensity exercise performance and recovery because you're improving the fueling capacity of the muscle and buffering system for muscle contraction. So even at a lower dose, you still get muscle benefit, and it helps maintain body composition, which matters enormously through this life stage. Working memory, focus, thinking ability, all these cognitive benefits are absolutely showing up in research, especially under fatigue and duress. Even at the everyday 5-gram dose, women report better focus and the brain fog starts to lift. Creatine is also beneficial in pregnancy because pregnancy is one of the most energetically demanding states a woman's body can be in. So the theme holds: any state with high energy demand benefits from creatine. The bodybuilding approach is around 20 grams a day, 5 grams 4 times a day, often with carbohydrate, plus a loading phase over 2 weeks. That high dose carb paired protocol is what causes bloating and water retention and the weight gain people are afraid of. And honestly, that protocol is purely about maximal muscle performance. It's not about gut health or brain health. For health and performance in women, the dose is simple: 3 to 5 grams once a day without carbohydrate. If you're nervous about supplementing, I want you to ease it. This avoids overwhelming any one system. So on week 1, take 1 to 5 grams a day. In week 2, take 3 grams a day. Week 3 worked up to 5 grams a day. And over 3 weeks, at 3 to 5 grams, your body fully saturates all your fast energetic tissues, your gut, your brain, your muscle. And you don't need a loading phase. The label may tell you to take it multiple times a day to load. That's all bodybuilding guidance. You can ignore it. I did a loading phase when I competed in bodybuilding, and I was miserable. I was nauseated while drinking. It was disgusting. My stomach was killing me, and I was probably using like not a great quality creatine. I was probably chose a cheaper product. So, but now I take 5 grams a day. I have zero bloating. I feel great, and my brain is very clear. So, do not start at 10 grams. Start low, build up. And you want to take it every single day, including rest days. Creatine doesn't work acutely. It works through saturation. It's not about timing. It's around your workout. So you're keeping your tissues topped up. So consistency every day is what matters, not when you take it relative to exercise. I'm going to bust the 2 big fears. Number 1, it'll make me gain weight. This is the number 1 concern women raise, and that creatine means bulk and weight gain because it's for bodybuilders. And here's the truth. Creatine does draw water into the muscle at higher doses paired with carbohydrate. Yes, you'll store more water and you may see a few pounds on the scale, but understand what that is. This is water held within the muscle tissue, not subcutaneous bloat. At 3 to 5 grams a day on its own without carbohydrate, many women, especially on the lower and around 3 grams, don't experience the water gain at all. That's me. It is not a given. And remember, the bloating and discomfort that people describe usually comes from the high dose, carb paired bodybuilding protocol, which is not what we're doing. The second fear is it causes hair loss. The short answer is there is no evidence that creatine causes hair loss. This myth traces back to a single study showing a marginal increase in DHT, which someone then linked to hair loss, but that chain was never actually demonstrated. No real evidence. What's actually happening is women often start creatine in midlife. Around the same time, hair changes show up, but that hair shift is progesterone driven. So fluctuating progesterone in perimenopause can exacerbate hair loss. It's the hormonal timing, not the creatine. And you want to make sure that you get quality creatine because not all creatine is created equal. And if you've had bloating or nausea on creatine, the product itself may be the culprit. And here's what you want to look for. You want creatine monohydrate, the most studied form in all supplement research across decades. Look for a water-washed creatine. Cheaper creatine is often acid washed. That process is where a lot of the bloating, nausea, and like the GI discomfort come from. And that's probably what happened to me when I was in my 20s. I probably used a cheap product. So if someone tells you creatine made them feel terrible, the first question is, what kind were you taking? A lot of people switch to a clean water wash version and feel completely different. I need to be careful giving specific brand directives across different countries. Regulations differ. So just look for clean, trusted water wash monohydrate. If you take nothing else away from this talk, here are 3 supplements most women, especially in perimenopause, genuinely benefit from. Creatine monohydrate for the brain, gut, mood, muscle, and stress resilience. Omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidant and anti-inflammatory. They help mitigate cellular damage when cells are under stress. And they're important for brain health. Vitamin D3. Most of us don't get enough sun exposure to hit the levels we need. It matters for osteoporosis prevention, muscle immunity, brain health, and even helps with absorbing and maintaining iron stores. So everything beyond these 3 is nuanced and individual. If you know you're low in something like magnesium or iron, address that specifically. But the big 3 are the foundation. So here's your takeaway. Creatine is not just for the gym. It's for your brain, your gut, your mood, your resilience. And it's one of the most studied, safest supplements out there. 3 to 5 grams a day, water washed monohydrate taken every day, eased in gently. That's it. So if you're on the fence, this is your nudge. Start at 1.5 grams this week and build up. Remember, this content is educational and reflects current research. It isn't medical advice. Talk with your healthcare provider, especially regarding mood, medication, pregnancy, or existing conditions.